that, Mr. Ed Koon, since you want to keep doxing our information with Mr. Charles Finch. You're going to get a awakening call from me now. Okay? I'm going to call your administrator of your trashy trailer park of Twin Palms community. I'm also going to call the licensing board to the motor vehicle registration of your trailer, and I'm going to start sending them all the shit that you do to us. How would you like it? How would you like to sit in bed with Mr. Finch for all the stuff that he's been doing for the past 10 years? You wouldn't like it too much, would you, old man? I could care less if someone rolls you into the water and you drowned. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's the kind of person I am. And I've told Finch many times, if he wants to rumble with me, all he's got to do is invite me up, and I will do a street shot with him. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with you and Mr. Finch. You want to keep doxing my information and put my information out, then I'm going to do it right back. And I've gotten with Joe and Jason and the eBay community that you claim that are the one that started the war. That's not who started the war. Finch started the war and used your old ass to get him on his side because he knew that you had cores with eBay. And you've done some shady shit with eBay that got you kicked off of there. Because eBay don't kick off good people. Joe's been on eBay for a long time, and you guys need to stop harassing him. Or I'm going to drive down to Clearwater, Florida, just like I drove up to Michigan, and make a formal complaint about both of you two. And I've already talked to Jason. Jason has enough information with me and Joe to bury both of you guys in one place, Mr. Ed Koon. So you have one choice. It's up to you. We don't care how old you are and you're in a wheelchair claiming that you don't have to go to court. You will have to go to court, Mr. Old Man. So you can make a choice. Either talk to Jason about paying up to $500. And guess what? Because you're going to be part of the lawsuit, we're gonna take it to Clearwater. That's right, we're taking it to Clearwater. And here's a wibbly site about you that you claim that we made, that nobody knows who made this. I didn't make it, Joe didn't make it, and Jason didn't make it, because you guys have created many, many enemies, and the enemy is right in front of you. It's Mr. Finch himself who made this motherfucker. And you don't believe that for 1 second. You believe Mr. Ed Koon believes that Chuck Finch is the one hammering down on us, blaming us for all the stuff when it's him doing it. So until you stop believing this dickweed, I am going to put your information out, and I am going to take your ass to court. Okay? You take my stuff off of your weblog right away. Because Jason said he'd go to court with me. And we're going to file it through Jason. Hey, I know the law. All I know is I know a person that lives in Florida 2 hours from you. And then Mr. Finch will also have to follow up with the court. He'll have to come all the way down to Clearwater, Florida for you. For $500. Yes. I don't have to go to Michigan and bury both of you two dickweeds. And here you are on your website, chuckfinchscammer.com. Great for Ed Koon, huh, Mr. E-Bud? Mr. Finch's sidekick? Finch has been helped by his apparent Mr. Ed Koon here in Clearwater, Florida. And you're going to keep putting this stupid stuff up on your blog. Here's the search results. And all these search results are coming for your own enemy, okay, from yourself. Oh, I'm a webmaster. Well, guess what, Mr. Webmaster? When you're a webmaster, you give up. You share information about yourself that's out there. You can't blame us for putting your information out when you've done it back to us. So webmasters are stupid, in my opinion. Webmasters say, hey, I know how to SEO up my information. Well, guess what else it does? It SEOs every time Mr. Finch and Mr. Koon webmasters, they claim to be, which they can be anything they want, but let me tell you how stupid you are for not understanding how the web works. You can't bury that information, because when you put your IP address out there under VPNs and using Cloudflare and all that stuff, it also replicates your locations everywhere you are, including Twitter. Dum-dum. Here you are on Twitter, which I now have your email address through Photo Soap or whatever the heck this is. Because you are in bed with Mr. Trump, and that's fine. You can vote for Mr. Trump all you want, because I know the truth about America, and you two boneheads don't. I know the truth about business. I know the truth of how wealth is built, okay? And you two idiots live in a tin can. You don't got a lot to go by, Mr. Koon. I don't care what people say. You can't blame us for putting yourself in your own situation. And now you got other people coming after you. And you won't leave me alone, put me up on your blog. And Mr. Finch put you in that place. You can't blame anybody but you and him. So, you can, Mr. Ed Koon, you can take my information off. Or I'm just going to go to the Clearwater Court. I'm going to show you that court, by the way. I'm putting the paperwork in next month. And here it is, just in case Ed Koon wants to know that I'm not playing with these two idiots. These two dickheads that keep putting their information out and lying about us. And guess what? It's not going to cost us much. I just found out to take both of you two idiots to court and stop the shit that you're doing in Florida. Because Florida is not governed by normal laws. I'll tell you that right now. They do not take very friendly appearance to people like you and Finch in court. So, right here. Here's the court. Pineless Country Civil Court is who I called. And if you have a problem with it, you can call him yourself, Mr. Ed Koon. And here's the court's administration number. Okay, and here's the county clerk's number. Just in case you need to file some paperwork real soon. Because I've already talked to Jason. I said, look, you don't have to have the money for this coming up, what's going to happen. You don't. I'm going to pay for it. Because now I found out that I can get both of you in the court in one spot. Along with other witnesses in one spot, Mr. Ed Koon. And unfortunately, most of us are closer to Florida than we are to Michigan. So I'm going to fly Joe down to Florida. We're going to have a good old time at Disneyland with you. Since you want to dox some information. And I am calling the administrator, by the way, of your park. Tell them what you're doing. And I'm sure that they know that what you do is not just unconstitutional and law breaking. You both break the law. Okay? Both of you two monkey bones. So you're not going to get away with what you're doing anymore. Either you both stop. I don't care who stops what. Mr. Koon and Mr. Finch are both going to be in the Pinus County Courthouse. Because you will be subpoenaed to court, Mr. Finch. Because you are a witness to idiot Koon's wrongdoings. What he calls it. That's right, and what you guys done to Jason. And I'm a witness to Jason. So Jason's just like, I just need to come up with half the money for the court, and I'm only 2 hours away. And I said, no problem. I'll put up the other $200. I'll put up the other $200, and we'll file the paperwork online, which I already called them. I can do that. And they're going to send me paperwork back in mail to certify everything. And then Mr. Koon is going to be in court. And then also, guess who else is going to be subpoenaed to court? That's right. And you'll have to show up, Mr. Finch. And the state of Michigan will make sure you do so. Because if you don't, Florida will come up and arrest your ass for not showing up for a subpoena. And you have to show up. Mr. Finch, you guys are, we're so brainy. We're so smart. We're webmasters. You don't think your information that's coming out there is going to hurt us any. Well, I'm sorry it does. Because now we have all the information we need to bury both you two and get you off the internet like you should be. So how would you like it if I made a nice phone call to the motor vehicle registration of your trailer and have your license revoked? Because guess what happens, Mr. Koon? When someone like me makes complaints and shows them evidence of what you're doing, guess what? They'll revoke your license and make you pay a fine in the state of Florida for the shit that you pull. And if you don't believe me, you can look it up. You are breaking the law, and when someone breaks the law on their licensed property, like yourself, under the motor vehicle registration in a trailer, they'll look at those facts in court and say, either you stop or you're going to lose your trailer. And that's coming too. I don't care about your tin can thing that you live in. What I do care about is you and all your bullshit, okay? And it's about coming to a stop. So ChuckFinchScammer.com, guys, right here, tells the whole story about Mr. Ed Koon. And there's a bunch of pictures in here about what he does. Ed Koon claims to be a devoted Christian and blames us for getting kicked out of his church. Well, the problem is you're not a Christian and you shouldn't be in there for the shit that you pull. Here's some Flash Player stuff. Here's Mr. Finch. Here's Ed Koon. Friends of ChuckFinchScammer.com. You both are pathetic, stupid individuals. Webmasters of dumbness. The two biggest, stupidest webmasters that I could come up with of who you both are. And you make up all kinds of accusations because Joe busted you. Joe busted you, Mr. Finch. And you just can't get over being on the news. And you're going to keep out putting out trashy stuff. Well, you know what? I'm going to put out more trashy stuff on both of you, too. Dickweed, stupid fucks. Because you two claim to be webmasters that work against you. Because the internet is meant to be shared, not hidden. And you can't hide your fucking self in this motherfucking place called the web. Don't care where you go. You can't hide, dudes. Mr. Ed Koon, you old fart. You can't hide from us from that either. And now you're coming at me, and I'm going to come right back at you. So I hope you like what's coming.
We pray to the Lord.